Good morning, America. As we come on the air, we are tracking a deadly gas explosion rocking Kentucky.
This massive fireball lighting up the sky. The flames killing at least one person, spreading to homes, forcing evacuations as firefighters race to contain the blaze. The search for survivors right now.
Center stage showdown, overnight frontrunner Joe Biden feeling the heat during a fiery debate in Detroit. The former vice president fighting back.
This idea is a bunch of malarkey, what we're talking about here.
Kamala Harris also on defense as the Democrats battle it out, taking on the president and each other.
Severe storms slammed the Northeast. Flash flood trapping a pregnant mother and her child. Water pouring into this New York City bus. And now the new tropical threat brewing in the Atlantic.
The new twist in that murder in Rome. The parents of those American teens breaking their silence, and now the social media posts uncovered, raising questions about the suspects.
Escape in paradise. Nearly 30 people forced to jump off a burning ship and plunge into shark-infested waters. Then the moments their rafts won't deploy. How they were finally rescued.
And an ABC News exclusive. The Descendants cast and director now opening up for the first time about the sudden death of Cameron Boyce. The emotional interview. How they're keeping his legacy alive, only on GMA this morning.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And good morning, America. So great to have you with us on this Thursday. And we're really looking forward to sharing that exclusive interview with the Descendants cast ahead.
Yeah, it was a really powerful sit down. Also, guys, big night last night, that debate, former Vice President Joe Biden against the rest of the pack. We've got all the reaction and the big moments coming up. We'll be talking about that.
A lot of reaction to that. But first, we begin with that breaking news. Firefighters are racing to contain a deadly gas explosion in Kentucky. Flames spreading to homes, forcing evacuations. ABC's Steve Osunsami starts us off with the very latest. Good morning to you, Steve.
Good morning to you, Michael. More than 75 people had to be moved from their homes, and the families say that as they drove away, they could feel the flames from the fire. This was the sound and the scene early this morning south of Lexington, Kentucky. A massive natural gas pipeline exploded, roaring flames into the sky.
It's so bright.
Be advised, we are receiving multiple calls of an explosion of some kind.
If I zoom in real close, you can see the flames perfectly.
At least one person is confirmed dead. Several nearby homes caught fire. People had to run for shelter.
It's like an atomic bomb went off, basically.
Just a big roar and fire going all the way up in the sky as far as you could see. Our windows were shaking really bad, and our doors, the ground, you could hear the ground just moving and tumbling and rolling. And then we got to feeling the heat from the fire. And so we got in our vehicle and got away from it.
Authorities are still investigating how this happened, but their initial reports show that a 30-inch natural gas pipeline somehow ruptured.
That fire created an immense amount of smoke and heat and debris.
The fire shot up 300 feet in the sky. The fireball was so big it showed up on the weather radar. Crews have been able to shut off the gas. This pipeline stretches thousands of miles from the Mexico border to New York City. Michael?
All right, thank you so much, Steve. Amy?
All right, Michael, now to those severe summer storms hitting the Northeast, flash floods, trapping families. And take a look at this, water pouring into a bus station in Staten Island. Rob Marciano has been tracking this all for us. It was quite the day yesterday, Rob.
Yeah, a couple days, Amy. We had so much humidity in the air, so the rain that came down heavy and hard. This is Natick, Massachusetts. Look at that flash flooding there. We also had a 74-mile-per-hour wind gusts at Boston Logan and hundreds of flight cancellations because of that. Over 100 damaging storm reports. The last couple of days really have been rough.
Overnight, torrential rains and damaging winds ripping through the Northeast. And powerful lightning. This bolt over the Patriots' Gillette Stadium. While in New York, heavy downpours causing flash flooding across the metro area. Watch as this bus quickly fills with water. These passengers just trying to keep their feet dry. And thunderstorms drenching New England, submerging parts of Massachusetts. Flash flooding trapping a pregnant mom and her small child inside their car. Half an hour later, this tow truck pulling them to safety.
We're thankful. I mean, it's just a car. It's okay. Very thankful. God is good all the time.
In Winthrop, this marina bearing the brunt of 54-mile-per-hour winds.
Scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Residents stunned from the amount of damage done to their neighborhood. Fallen trees crashing into homes, knocking out power lines.
I'm in shock.
New Hampshire recovering from similar damage. Emergency crews racing to clear streets and restore electricity. And in Philadelphia, storms wreaking havoc there too. Wind strong enough to blow this section of metal bleachers into the middle of a football field and uproot this tree right out of concrete, crushing the car parked next to it.
Such dangerous conditions across the Northeast. So many of these old-growth hardwood trees just knocked over. So important to get inside and get to the lowest level of your home. Today's going to be quieter, drier, more comfortable. But we're watching the tropics here, likely to develop way out there in the Atlantic. We are watching that closely, but we've got at least a week to deal with that. That's going to probably become a tropical storm, if not a hurricane, and track toward the U.S. This is closer. Brought a lot of heavy rain to Puerto Rico. It's going to bring some rain to Florida and parts of the southeast coast on Saturday, 2 to 3 inches. But we don't expect much in the way of serious tropical development. We had Flossie, that was a hurricane, now a tropical storm. Another one just off the coast of Mexico. Eric, holding on to hurricane status, at one point was a Category 4 storm. Here's a track. We keep it south of Hawaii later on today and then decreasing in intensity, but it will bring some rough surf, certainly some rain and some gusty winds. And here is Flossie. The forecast track for Flossie goes toward Hawaii. This one, hopefully, and likely goes north of it and weakening as it gets to the somewhat cooler waters around those islands. Over to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Busy summer for you guys. We'll turn now to the race for the White House and a heated night on the debate stage. 10 more Democratic candidates battling it out in Detroit. Frontrunner Joe Biden facing his toughest attacks yet on his record of deportations, criminal justice, and much more. ABC's Mary Bruce was right there for it all. And Mary, so much of this ended up being about Biden and a Kamala Harris showdown.
Yeah, Cecilia, voters looking for a rematch last night certainly got it. After his lackluster performance in the first debate, Joe Biden came prepared for round two. He launched a steadfast defense of his record. He came ready for a fight, but so did his opponents. Kicking off his rematch with Senator Kamala Harris, Joe Biden had a simple request.
Cozy on me, kid.
But Harris made it clear she has no plans of easing up, hammering Biden on health care.
Your plan does not cover everyone in America by your staff's and your own definition. You do nothing to hold the insurance companies to task for what they have been doing to American families.
Biden fired back, saying Harris's plan will cost too much and take too long to implement.
This idea is a bunch of malarkey, what we're talking about here. I don't know what math you do in California, but I tell you, that's a lot of money, and there will be a deductible.
After her strong performance in the first debate, Harris was also forced to play defense. Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard slamming Harris's record as a prosecutor.
In the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
My entire career, I have been personally opposed to the death penalty, and that has never changed. And I dare anybody who is in a position to make that decision, to face the people I have faced, to say I will not seek the death penalty.
But it was Biden's record that dominated the night under relentless assault. President Obama's former housing secretary Julian Castro hitting the former vice president on the high rate of deportations under the Obama administration.
Mr. Vice President, it looks like one of us has learned the lessons of the past and one of us hasn't. What we need are politicians that actually have some guts on this issue.
I have guts enough to say his plan doesn't make sense.
New York Mayor Bill de Blasio piling on.
If you're debating Donald Trump, he's not going to let you off the hook. So did you say those deportations were a good idea? Or did you go to the president and say, this is a mistake, we shouldn't do it? Which one?
I was vice president. I am not the president. I keep my recommendation in private.
On criminal justice reform, Senator Cory Booker and Biden going head to head.
If you want to compare records, and frankly, I'm shocked that you do, I am happy to do that.
There was nothing done for the entire 8 years he was mayor. There was nothing done to deal with the police department that was corrupt.
There's a saying in my community, you're dipping into the Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor. You need to come to the city of Newark and see the reforms that we put in place.
The candidates spent more time attacking each other than the president, but Senator Kirsten Gillibrand getting a laugh with this shot at Trump.
The first thing that I'm going to do when I'm president is I'm going to Clorox the Oval Office.
And by the end of the night, Biden was brushing off the attacks.
Well, I love your affection for me. You spent a lot of time with me.
Now, Biden did have a few flubs last night, including in the final moments where he urged his supporters to go to Joe 30330. Now, it's not clear if he was trying to reference a phone number so that supporters could get text messages about his campaign or direct them to a website. But, Cecilia, the problem is that is not his campaign's website, and it appears a Pete Buttigieg supporter has now been quick to scoop up that URL.
Yeah, that was a big gaffe there, Mary. You mentioned at the top of your piece that comment by Joe Biden telling Kamala Harris, "Go easy on me, kid," before the debate even started. That's generating some controversy this morning, and Harris was kind of forced to respond.
Yeah, look, Joe Biden certainly has his own signature folksy style, but he was criticized for this. A lot of people saw that comment as patronizing. Harris's own campaign was quick to point out and question the former vice president calling this 54-year-old senator a kid, but Harris says she was not offended by it, adding, "Nobody is going to define me."
Yeah, another thing we saw last night, Mary, some of these lower tier candidates really trying to distinguish themselves from the pack, especially ahead of this next debate, qualifying for this next debate, ABC's debate next month. They're trying to gain some traction.
Yes, these debates are a chance for these lesser-known candidates to try and have one of those breakthrough moments. We saw Tulsi Gabbard having some success with that when she grabbed the spotlight and challenged Kamala Harris. In fact, on Google, she was the most searched competitor of the night, but a lot of people, it seems, were simply looking to know who was up and who is down. On Google at one point, an over 2,000% increase in searches of the question simply, who is winning this debate tonight? Cecilia?
Yeah, they want that answer. Okay, Mary, thanks so much. Michael?
All right, thank you, Cecilia. Now to the search for that missing Navy pilot after a fighter jet crashed during a training mission in Death Valley National Park, injuring 7 people on the ground. Kaylee Hartung is in California, outside the hospital where those victims were treated. Good morning, Kaylee.
Good morning, Michael. The canyons of Death Valley, particularly the one known as Star Wars Canyon, are familiar training territory for military pilots. Flying low is an important skill set for them to have, and these canyons provide unique opportunity and setting to hone that skill. The Navy saying never before has a crash happened at this site.
This morning, the search underway for a Navy pilot after an explosive crash in California's Death Valley.
Just be advised that is in the Death Valley National Park.
Authorities say 2 planes, similar to the one seen here, were flying together through the certified military training route when one F-18 fighter jet went down. Smoke seen billowing from the steep cliffside as debris burned.
The pieces of the aircraft were smaller than a dinner plate and scattered over a large area.
The pilot of that jet is still missing. Search and rescue teams immediately dispatched.
What is in Star Wars Canyon?
Originally named Rainbow Canyon, the Star Wars nickname comes from the area's likeness to the desert planet of Tatooine, featured in the space fantasy saga. The location is known by aviation enthusiasts around the world for unbeatable views of fighter jets speeding through the narrow and colorful canyon walls. At the time of the crash, 7 tourists, who were among those watching nearby, suffered cuts and scrapes as shrapnel flew through the air.
We were just a little bit behind, and the plane come like this.
Their injuries minor, but the status of the pilot remains unknown.
We're looking for an aviator out there, hoping for the best.
As 6 of those spectators were brought to this nearby hospital yesterday, treated and discharged. Another remains in a hospital in Los Angeles with more serious injuries. As the investigation into what caused this crash continues and that search for the pilot, Cecilia, that popular outlook is closed.
Okay, Kaylee, thank you. We'll turn now to those new developments involving Osama bin Laden's son, believed to be killed in a takedown. U.S. officials saying he was being groomed to lead al-Qaeda. Our foreign correspondent James Longman has the latest on this. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Cecilia. Osama bin Laden was perhaps the world's most infamous terrorist, and now we know his son and apparent heir is also dead. Two U.S. officials tell ABC News that Hamza bin Laden, who was believed to be about 30 years old, was killed at some point over the last 2 years, and that U.S. intelligence played a role in the operation. But it remains unclear where or how he died. Now, back in February, the State Department offered a $1 million reward for his capture, calling him a key leader. And his last public statements came just last year when he threatened his native Saudi Arabia with violent jihad. Papers found in the Abbottabad compound where his father was killed in the U.S. raid in 2011 show he may have been groomed for a prominent role in al-Qaeda. Cecilia?
Yeah, James, he's really being, as you say, labeled as a key leader. But do you have a sense of how significant this takedown really was?
Well, certainly on a symbolic level, Cecilia, the bin Laden name is a powerful recruiting tool for al-Qaeda. But they've been losing ground to groups like ISIS for some time. So arguably, I guess they represent a greater threat now.
Okay, James Longman, thank you. Amy?
Cecilia, now to a stunning scene in Pennsylvania. Take a look at this. It's a debris field, and it's all that remains of a home after a massive explosion, injuring at least 4 people. Just moments before this house exploded, firefighters responded to a call from the homeowner saying they smelled gas. The homeowner and 3 firefighters were injured, but thankfully, remarkably, everyone made it out alive just in the nick of time, Michael.
Thank goodness for that, Amy. And now to a wild rescue in Iowa. Police racing to save a pair of rafters struggling in a raging river, holding on for dear life after the raft went over dam and flipped. Will Reeve has the story.
Hold the light. Hold the light. Watch as police officers scramble to save a couple trapped in the turbulent waters of an Iowa dam after their raft capsized in a river. Don't let go!
What happens with a low-head dam is that water in that backwash starts to spin. And it's almost like a washing machine as it just churns and churns. If you get caught in that, and it's at least once or twice a year somebody does, very rarely will you make it out alive.
The dramatic rescue all caught on police body cameras. Using a rope to pull the couple in, listen as the officers struggle to hold on. Get your head up! Like, give me some room. Don't pull me. At times, the powerful current dragging them beneath the surface. Stop, stop, she's under! Stop! Ah! At last, the officers get the couple to safety.
I think the video tells the story pretty well. Those officers, it took a lot of physical effort, it took a lot of teamwork, and it took a little bit of time, too.
The couple was treated at a hospital and released. The Des Moines Police Department said in a statement the officers dried off and went to work. They were helped in this rescue by a Good Samaritan, so hats off to everyone involved.
And you can see how exhausted the ones who were rescued were. Imagine the rescuers.
Everyone
so
just putting everything on the line.
Definitely
glad it turned out well.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Will.
Thanks, Will. Well, now another thing perhaps that you have to see to believe. Take a look. Yep, that's a herd of goats on the loose parading through a neighborhood just outside of Seattle, Washington. So the community actually hires these goats to keep the weeds in check between the houses. Wow. But you could say that they were a little overzealous. They burst out of the enclosure they were in, and the community had to band together to round them up. As you can imagine, this process took several hours, but the weeds are gone, guys. It's great. Win-win.
I almost did a joke, and it was too easy. I'll leave it alone. I won't do it. I'll leave it alone.
Okay, in some non-goat-related news, we're following new developments, and this one is a serious turn. In that murder case in Rome, the social media posts photos of the teen suspects now raising questions and what their parents are saying this morning.
And then the American tour is forced to jump off a burning ship into shark-infested waters the moment they're rescued.
And a powerful interview with the Descendants cast about the loss of their co-star Cameron Boyce. But first, let's go back to Rob.
Hey, Michael, we talked Hawaii, we talked East Coast. Let's go in the middle, Midwest, eastern parts of Kansas. 10 inches of rain already, and we've got training thunderstorms here. Flash flood watch out for Kansas City through Saturday morning. Could see some storms east of Denver as well. Stormy Cities now, sponsored by Progressive.
Keep it down there. I have a system.
Keith used to be great to road trip with, but since he bought his house, are you going 45?
Yes. 55 is a suggestion.
It's kind of like driving with his dad.
What a sign, huh? Terry, can you take a selfie of me?
Take a selfie of you?
Yeah. Can you make it look like I'm holding it?
He did show us how to bundle home and auto at Progressive.com and save a bunch of money.
Oh, a plaque. He later navigated northward, leaving the settlers.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
A warm, muggy start this morning, even some fog out there until about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning. Temperatures by noon, 86. A quieter afternoon for us with just an isolated storm threat. The high 4 o'clock, 88 degrees. We're a little cooler tomorrow, the high 84, but your storm threat comes early with more clouds. It's the morning rush until about 1 to 2 p.m. So we'll be on weather alert for tomorrow morning. This weekend, still unsettled. The high 86 Saturday, 88 Sunday.
Discussing the goats. We'll be right back.
It is almost impossible to overturn a conviction here in California.
There's always something you can do.
I'm sorry.
Don't tell him about your case. Tell him who you are.
Wait a minute.